Good afternoon and welcome to CLC Team B1's presentation on human resources and change. And we're going to be talking about the organization Walmart Inc. And what are we going to be talking about today in our presentation? Well, you can look forward to a brief overview of the history of Walmart. We're also going to be talking about the organization's subsystems and what are in need of some help. What impact of the proposed changes on two organizational subsystems? We're going to be talking about that as well. We're going to make a comparison of Walmart's current subsystems to one of Walmart's competitors' successful subsystems. We're going to review the stakeholder satisfaction currently and how subsystem changes that we're going to be reviewing today are going to increase satisfaction. We're also going to be talking about Walmart's ethical and social responsibilities, how the organization will attract, develop, and maintain their human resources, how internal consistencies can improve Walmart's human capital management. We will use the information that was provided in this course this week to suggest the corrections needed. And last but certainly not least, because Grand Canyon University is a Christian university, we're going to see if Walmart integrates the Christian worldview in their internal and external practices. So let's talk a little bit about Walmart's history. Walmart was founded by Sam Walton in 1962 in Rogers, Arkansas. They started off with a conscious capitalistic way of taking care of business. According to Walmart's corporate website, it states that Sam Walton was a man with visionary leadership, and our business is a result of that. Since the first Walmart opened in 1962 in Rogers, Arkansas, we, meaning Walmart, dedicated to making a difference in the lives of our customers. Today, we're helping communities save money and live better in all of the world. And that's from their corporate website. Though Walmart's original vision was based on conscious capitalism, by making a difference in the lives of their customers, the company has a reputation of focusing on traditional capitalistic practices, discriminatory practices that prevent their employees or their human resources from having the quality of life, work-life balance that was originally intended in 1962, such as excessive mandatory overtime, refusal to adhere to the federal and state federal family leave laws, and Pregnancy Discrimination Act of 1978, just to name a few. We will be discussing those in detail in further slides. Walmart Inc. has been accused of unfair labor practices, which have caused staff morale to plummet and the organization to experience bad publicity in the industry. Walmart's Human Resource Department needs to improve on their human capital management by improving their employees' satisfaction. So we will be continuing the presentation.
Hello, my name is Brittany Mayhew, and I'll be presenting on Walmart's broken attendance subsystem. The three main subsystems that are broken within the organization as a whole on behalf of attendants are personnel, structural, and managerial. In the HR section of Kiplinger, Volume 83, Number 43, it is stated, Take a lesson from Walmart on stricter attendance policies. The giant retailer now requires workers to call a central contact rather than supervisors when they can't make it to the job. Doing so ensures that managers get the word quickly, letting them adjust schedules and find replacements. Confirmation numbers assigned automatically when employees call in also help prevent miscommunications and disputes. Another way to avoid disruptions from unscheduled absences: paid time off banks that combine personal days, vacation time, and sick leave, letting employees use days for any purpose. The result? Workers are less likely to play hooky, calling in sick to get a day off and leaving the employer unexpectedly in the lurch. That kind of absence is costly, nicking employees for an average of $660 per worker each year. The main subsystem that is broken is the personnel subsystem, as Walmart does not allow doctor's notes to cover absences or schedule changes of the medical variety, but rather forces the employees to earn protected paid time off, which can be applied to missed hours in order to not be disciplined or reprimanded. If you have exhausted the number of hours earned and still have to miss work, each day is a point, holidays are 2 points, and once you've reached 5 points, there is a rule that you are terminated. It takes 6 months for points to roll off from the day they are accrued, even if more points are added after those points. The structural subsystem is also to blame for this lack of inclusion in the attendance policy. There is no way to change a schedule once it has been released. You can request unpaid days off, however, they are not always approved, and if it is a holiday such as Christmas Eve or Easter, there is no religious exemption. The schedule can change every single week unless you have a set availability that guarantees that you cannot work on specified days. There is no way to let someone take your shift who needs the money, as Walmart polices the overtime as to not have to pay out the extra money. The managerial system is out of touch with the attendants, as they will not work with employees to allow schedule changes due to emergencies, despite the fact that they are able to edit a schedule once it has been written. Managers are the ones who relay call-offs to appropriate departments and make the necessary adjustments involving other employees for coverage. However, they are often stretching themselves too thin due to lack of communication and cohesion amongst the varying departments. This subsystem was chosen for change because changing this could increase the workforce vitality, lower the turnover rate, and allow employees to create a better work-life balance. All of these things are promised by Walmart when you start, however, are not upheld once you have been onboarded. If this subsystem could be altered to allow Walmart to establish a more positive and encouraging workplace environment and a more productive staff. The Walmart attendance policy could be altered in the structural subsystem by allowing other employees to take a shift to assist a coworker and make some extra money for themselves. This would eliminate a need to always find an alternate employee when they could find a coworker who is part-time or just needs more hours. This would allow the employees who practice a religion to attend their services such as Easter Sunday, Ash Wednesday, and Shabbat. This would allow employees to spend more time practicing their religions and spending time spiritually with others. This would create a better environment for attracting, developing, and maintaining a workforce. The personnel subsystem would be better balanced, allowing the employees to better balance work and life, especially with sickness and children. Many employees skip seeking medical attention and continue working for fear of being reprimanded or terminated. There was a woman who died because she came into work sick in order not to be penalized. She was 38 years old and was found unresponsive in the bathroom and then later pronounced dead. It is speculated that she did not call off work because she was scared. Healthy, balanced employees present with better work ethic, are willing to work more effectively, and the company would have operations that ran more smoothly as a result. The managerial subsystem would be aware of personal incidents and understanding that the employees are human and have a life outside of Walmart as well, and adjust the schedule accordingly. People are going to have to call off, sometimes for illnesses, family illnesses, children without care, and maternity-based absences. There should be an ability to change a schedule according to call-outs and allowing doctor's notes, so a manager could alter a schedule to keep quality employees for the long term. This change would allow Walmart to have a more productive employee base, attracting new employees to develop and maintain long-lasting employment ties, as employees would not be terminated for missing work after a selected number of absences. The managers would have more productive, efficient, and willing workers on their teams, thus upping the in-store production and efficient sales margins.
Walmart's attendance policy is a no-fault policy. This means that regardless of the matter of why a person has called in, they're still appointed, risking their jobs on the count of being sick. This often leads to employees pointing out, according to Basque et al. 2020. Walmart also refuses doctor's excuses, meaning that if the doctor feels there is a reason for you not to work for the time being, Walmart refuses the doctor's excuse unless there is a leave of absence request that is approved from an outside company called Sedgwick. The employee must take more than 3 days off, have the doctor fill out a medical form, and send it back to Sedgwick in 30 days. This also applies to any leaves, such as maternity, paternity, and any other leave or reason as to why a person must miss work. Amazon, which is one of Walmart's competitors, has a different type of FMLA leave. The leave allows for the time off before the birth of the baby and includes 10 weeks after the baby. Amazon allows for a total of 20 weeks of maternity leave and 6 weeks of paternity leave for the fathers. Walmart serves the stakeholders by increasing value on the stakeholders' needs. Walmart maintains the ability to address the needs of stakeholders while making the customers and any other investor the main focus on society. Focusing on the changing society in a shared value approach. Walmart has over 100,000 suppliers to ensure that the customer's needs are met, which ensures that the customer is able to get what they need when they shop. Walmart can engage with their stakeholders by staying connected to customers, by having surveys that tell what the customers liked and disliked about the store that they went to, social media such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn pages, and the ability for customers to communicate in person inside of the store. They also have emails, phone numbers, and other call centers for stakeholders and customers to call and share their thoughts of Walmart. Overall, Walmart satisfies the needs of its stakeholders by maintaining the needs of the customers by using the suppliers of their goods, which satisfies the customers, investors, such as stock purchases. Um, they see a growth of 2.4%.
Hello, my name is Zechariah Pinto, and I will be presenting on attracting human resources and developing human resources. Walmart struggles with employee retention simply because they attract the wrong type of person. Their recruitment is very general and targets people of all demographics. Working at Walmart is viewed as a temporary job because of the harsh working conditions and either the inability or poor explanation of the upward movement in the ranking structure. Walmart should focus its ads on its number one demographic, single unwed mothers. Ads should target these women and offer stability for their family. Such a change could potentially improve the loyalty and subsequent quality of these hired workers. Recruitment remains one of Walmart's weaknesses. They currently offer incentives such as a 401k matching program when they should be offering free childcare based on their number one demographic. Companies such as Google do this already, and it allows for a much more attentive and present workforce. Enabling a single mother to enlist her time at Walmart while receiving childcare can almost double her income instantaneously, versus the long-term bonus of a 401k, which she may not see the dividends of for decades if she even stays employed that long. Simply put, these efforts to change incentives and target their number one demographic will enhance their recruitment ability by tailoring these changed incentives to meet the group of individuals that already work there. The long-term effects this will potentially have on Walmart is a codependency between it and its employees, allowing Walmart to demand higher performance for a fraction of the cost. Interestingly enough, the number one demographic for those on welfare is single unwed mothers because they are unable to maintain a job and care for their child simultaneously. This codependency between Walmart and its number one demographic would mean an increase in the supply of potential employees, while their short-term demand would stay the same, and would allow for Walmart to raise its standards for employees by enabling them to be more selective. For developing human resources, Walmart's problem with management is that tenure is the system that usually selects management material, not merit. Employees should be selected on a merit system and evaluated by a board of senior managers to ensure the person being promoted is qualified to hold a management position. This selection process seeks talent and attempts to retain it rather than picking the most convenient option based on leadership. Tenure. The board of senior managers acts as a bastion of defense to ensure toxicity and other poor leadership traits are not introduced into the backbone of their leadership. Once selected, the next step is formal managerial education. Walmart should then support a set of classes for the fledgling manager completely removed from the work environment in a separate location. These classes should teach those entering the management realm right from wrong and a holistic approach to create a foundation for leadership and subsequent management. This specific training would involve things like management theory, conflict resolution, work ethic, team building, management resilience training, and retention. This type of investment in the central core of their managers will promote a change in Walmart's culture that will echo down to even its least paid employees. Having strong leaders is paramount to ensuring the success of any organization. This top-down change of culture will inevitably pay dividends to the company in the form of better work ethic, job satisfaction, and overall public relations image of Walmart.
Hello, my name is Neal, and I'm going to give my presentation on maintaining human services. Based on the changes that need to be made, the leaders in Walmart department stores have to maintain the employees' activities to ensure it fits in line with the new changes and the lives of its employees. Human skills and emotional intelligence and interpersonal relationships are essential to success in each of the managerial activities and roles previously discussed. If you do not have human skills, you cannot connect with other people in a positive way. Managers and team leaders need to have these skills to develop, maintain, and work with a wide variety of people. Human beings are the ones who run the world, not machines or computers. Sometimes we forget how important an actual person is to a company, and we let them go for no reason, such as being late to work due to a point system. I understand the need for formation and professionalism, but sometimes people run into situations that are beyond their control. No employee should feel as if they are just a number in the system. FIFA's concerns for human sustainability highlights our importance of valuing employees as organizational stakeholders. An organization's commitment to human sustainability can be assessed by asking to what extent it supports human health. The proposed efforts will help to maintain resources because there will be more valuable environment in the workplace. Once the changes has been established and the team leaders, managers have all the new information and are proactive, they can continue implementing by planning, organizing, leading, controlling. The planning and to keep the ball rolling by continuing with the current goals and organizations by creating a structured workplace that coincides with all the current human resource changes. Managers has to keep employees inspired to do the best with all the changes by leading and showing that they too are working hard to keep the changes for the sake of all stakeholders. They will be controlling the situation by conducting performance reviews to ensure that everyone is following the guidelines and staying focused. All the reports will get sent to the human resource departments and be reviewed to show that they are keeping up with the changes being made. Human resource departments should be a big part of the changes as well because they are in charge of the overall work-life balance of the stakeholders at Walmart. Internal consistency. Walmart has really upped its customer service area by focusing on one of its biggest stakeholders, its employees. They have gone and did what many employees most likely wanted for a long time, and that is to raise their wages. Walmart states in the last year and a half they've invested heavily in giving U.S. store workers raises and bonuses and more training in the hope of improving long-lagging customer stores. They see that this can improve the work lives of many employees, and it has helped to give them the motivation needed to be better at their job. Walmart has not only made their current employees stay and give them a reason to better and do better there, but they also made the hiring wages better for any future employees. It is appealing for future employees to know that Walmart is trying to improve the lives of its stakeholders. And now this moves like spending $2.7 billion on raising starting wages for hundreds of thousands of workers seems to be paying off. Walmart executives told U.S. employees this week that customer service scores on whether its stores are clean, fast, and friendly have risen for 79 straight weeks. According to the information on Walmart corporate websites, they are very involved in the customers and will be providing training to the newest technologies, providing reimbursements for education, and taking out barriers that stop people from getting hired, such as criminal records, new experiences, no educations, etc. They have not forgotten about anyone who are welcoming everyone to apply to be part of the Walmart's team through the thousands of various positions, and from door greeters to pharmacists to shippers and so much more. They are a global store and have since hired more than 500,000 new workers since 2020. Connectivity to this course. Hershey-Bland Situation Leadership Model. The Hershey-Bland Situation Leadership Model suggests that successful leaders change behaviors and adjust their styles to fit their abilities and confidence of followers. They perform required tasks. Their model pairs followers' task readiness for task maturity with the following 4 leadership styles. Based on all the changes that Walmart has done and are starting to realize, they must do what is right for their employees. Their employees work hard. They are paid decent salaries.
Okay, so the integration of faith, learning, and work. The integration of faith, learning, and work is an initiative to join together the knowledge of God and the knowledge of the universe in order to develop a true understanding of our world and ourselves. So Walmart's core values are service and integrity. These 2 core values fit perfectly into a Christian worldview. And as the Bible talks about service and integrity quite a lot, you could see how that easily could, help Walmart with their practices of customer service, because when you serve somebody with integrity, you're constantly thinking about how you could serve somebody better. And that just leads to more service, better service. So one of the examples that I have here is 2 Samuel 22:26. To the faithful, you show yourself faithful. To those with integrity, you show integrity. So if this core value is practiced amongst the management at Walmart, it could be easily seen how this would help customer service, because you would be wanting to serve people better and get to know people on a deeper level. So First Chronicles is another example that I have here. It is 29:17. It states, "I know, my God, that you examine our hearts and rejoice when you find integrity there. You know I have done all this with good motives, and I have watched your people offer their gifts willingly and joyfully." So this was important, the gift part, the giving part of this. To give to others with joy is a big part of providing service with integrity. So this verse to me points out that if Walmart, their employees, personally, I believe that if they served others with integrity, the product of that would be an environment of joy, a better work environment. Because based on these changes that need to be made in the leadership in Walmart, where they need to develop emotional intelligence, they need to build better, stronger relationships, right? So being in service to one another with integrity means that we put together, something that is like that we put others' needs before our own. Let's just say that. Emotional intelligence to me is just a fancy way of saying being aware of and being smarter than your emotions. So first, you'll have to identify and separate yourselves from your emotions and be brave enough to tell the truth to the people around you. So this is where integrity is going to come in and play a role in the development of this, because integrity is going to provide that standard in which you care enough to tell people the truth. The very definition of integrity is the quality of being honest. So we have to be honest with ourselves and the people around us about our emotions in order to build better, stronger relationships. So lies keep us in bondage, and the truth is what sets us free. That's what I believe. That's my Christian worldview. Christ said it himself, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." That is John 8:32. So my Christian worldview makes telling the truth the only answer to complete freedom. If this perspective was honored at Walmart amongst the employees, then I believe that everyone would feel free enough to speak up about their feelings, and they'd be able to be honest and connect on a deeper level. And it would change the absolute overall culture at Walmart.
In this presentation, we have discussed Walmart's flawed attendance policy, Walmart's ethical and social responsibility with their stakeholders, human resources, consistency, and integration of faith and work in the workplace. The flawed attendance policy has created stress amongst employees, a discouraging work environment, and creates a hostile environment. They have a no-fault policy, and it risks the employees' jobs as they are pointed for being sick and calling in. They allow no doctor's notes. Maternity leaves and paternity leave can also be very difficult to obtain. The relationship with Walmart and its employees is negative and hostile. On the other hand, the relationship between Walmart and its stakeholders is above and beyond. Walmart engages with their stakeholders on a regular basis and increases the values on stakeholders' needs to ensure the customers are getting what they want. To maintain human resources, Walmart must maintain the employees' activities to ensure it not only fits their work life but their personal life. Walmart needs to recognize each employee as a person versus a number. Each employee is going through something either positive or negative in their personal life that they do not know the whole story to. Looking at the whole picture, we have discovered the recommendations for Walmart, including updating their flawed attendance policy. And in conclusion, we have learned that Walmart values its stakeholders and its customers, but discourages their employees.